Well, welcome back. I'm just going through the new October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. It's out right now. And Brandy Williams checked out a home in Del Mar.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Yes, we're inside the home that graces the October issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. It's on the cover, and it's so gorgeous. Mark McKinnon's joining us, the publisher, and the owners are here as well. Mark, I'm going to start with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I can understand why you chose this home. It looks amazing on the cover. Let's get to that in a second, though, and start about the issue in general.
All right. This is our Fall Interior Design Report by our senior editor, Phyllis Van Doren. This is one of our most popular issues. So if you're in the market for design and you want to get some great tips from some pros, they're slam-packed of great ideas for you.
What else are we going to find inside as far as food and restaurants and all that other stuff goes?
Well, got great gardening tips. You know, this is the time where if you're going to be doing things in the spring, you want to start planting your bulbs. You want to start getting all those things planted early, so that way they pop up in the spring. And then, you know, just great recipes. Anybody that loves to cook, you know, we always got 3 recipes. We got great restaurant reviews, and you know, you'll find other ideas in there too as far as decorating tips.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things inside there. Of course, it's on newsstands now. Just want to mention that, and subscriptions are available. Let's talk about the house really quick. It's so beautiful. I mean, look at that cover. I can, like I said a few seconds ago, completely understand why you chose it, but tell us how and why you picked it.
Well, you know, the architecture of this house is very unique, and you know, the views of this house are amazing, and you know, it's when we go through the decision process, you know, we look for something that has a little bit more personality to it. And I think when you get to meet the homeowners, you'll understand that they're a great architect and design team, and they really put a lot of love into this house. And then when you walk through it, you just see so much personal touches, anything from the fossils that are inlaid into the walls down to the stamped concrete with the pine needles in it down from the very first step. So, you know, a lot of love and warm-heartedness went into this house.
Yeah, well, let's talk to them right now. Let's meet them. This is Doug and Wendy, homeowners, a.k.a. architect, designer. So you wore many hats in this project.
We did, yes. And this is a lot that not everybody would pick. I think only an architect might be crazy enough to pick a lot this steep.
It must have been really a challenge and very difficult to put it all together. How long did the project take?
Well, that's probably the embarrassing part, because it took about 8 years to get this approved through the city.
How come it took so long?
Well, we had neighbors that looked at this property as their open space, but it actually was a legal lot, and it's in the Hillside Review and the Coastal Commission. So we had to go through it a couple times. We also learned in the middle of this process that Wendy was pregnant not with our second child, but with twins, our second and third child.
Oh my goodness.
So we had to do some redesign and figure that piece out too.
Wow. The home itself is very unique, as is the decorating inside. So let's talk about your inspiration.
Well, I wanted to talk about all of the, well, through the interior design, I wanted to talk about the natural elements in the Torrey Pines Reserve. So that's why we did the fossils in the wall and the Torrey Pines imprints in the concrete. And just everything's really natural. The colors are very earthy with a little brightness to pop.
Yeah, the color scheme is very beautiful.
It changes all the time. I'm always redecorating and you know, changing with the seasons.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Every time I go into a furniture store, I want to redecorate, but I gotta stop myself. All right, guys, if you want to see more of this home, you got to pick up the October issue of San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. David and Alexis going to send it back to you down the studio.
I'm just reading this
I
new
noticed
magazine.
that. You've
There's
been
so
distracted
much
all morning with
in
that.
the October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyle magazine.
Brandy Williams is hanging out at one of the homes featured.
Good morning once again, guys. I'm standing right outside of the home that's featured on the cover of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine, the October issue. And right now, the architect and the contractor are joining me. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're also the homeowner, so it's architect slash homeowner here. Beautiful home.
Thank you very much.
Tell us the backstory. How did you design it? Why? How did it come together? All that fun stuff.
Well, as I said, this lot is something that an architect would love because it's very challenging. Most people think a lot is steep if it's a 2-to-1 slope. This is a 1-to-2 slope, which means for every 1 feet of horizontal, you've got 2 feet of vertical. So this is something we had to work at, and some of the high-rises we designed downtown actually gave me a clue on how to make it work.
Oh, wow.
We have to build buildings next to other buildings, and so you have to be able to excavate without over-excavating at all. we have a big Torrey pine tree up here, and so we use that same technique to go down 37 feet.
Wow.
Starting at the top, going down in 8 to 10 foot lifts until we got down to the bottom. That created a pad. Then we could have a driveway and a house, and we actually made the house independent from that wall. And then this guy over here had to figure out how to actually put it together. And we're in love with craftsman and industrial design. And so we kind of merged those two. And it took a craftsman to do it. So I wanted a contractor that actually wasn't just a supervisor. He wore a nail bag and did work.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, it sounds like hard work, but it definitely paid off. Glenn, I'm going to come over and chat with you right now. Let's talk about the project. And was it a challenge?
Definitely was a challenge. It was a continuous change because it evolved in the entire process. And this is what it evolved into. So,
And how would you describe the home?
how would I describe it?
It's very unique, obviously, but just the workmanship in general. I mean, if you had to put a title on it, what would it be?
One off. There's nothing else like this one.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that one. So, what do you think about being a part of a project that took so long to to come about?
I was only in it at the end.
Oh,
All I got
okay.
to do was build it.
He didn't drag you through the full 8 years.
He tried, but I wouldn't let him.
All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for letting us come into the home. And you can see more about this home, read more about it in the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. It's the October issue, and it's on newsstands now. David and Alexis going to send it back to you in the studio.
The big October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyle magazine is out, and it's a good one.
You've been being entertained all morning
well,
with that.
we've got commercial breaks
That's
here and
true.
there. I got to stay entertained somehow, right?
Brandy Williams is at the home that you see right there on the cover. Ready?
Hey, good morning once again, guys. We're talking about the home that's featured on the cover of the October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. The publisher, Mark McKinnon, is joining me right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this gorgeous home and why you chose it.
All right. Well, it's just such unique architecture, and the views are just amazing. This is a 3-level home, or maybe even 4 if you count the rooftop. But I mean, it just has such great detail, and the artwork inside is just wonderful. And you don't come across a house like this very often, so we wanted to make sure we showed our readers about it.
Well, speaking of great detail and artwork, that's a wonderful way to describe the magazine. A lot of fun stuff inside. Let's talk about that.
All right. This is our fall interior design issue. Our senior editor, Phyllis Van Doren, she's been with us since 1980, so she is the queen of interior design. And she has got some great tips and advice and personal styles from local designers as well as national designers in here. And, then you always get the same old thing with the gardening tips and the recipes and, restaurant reviews. So,
You're so dismissive. Those are all great things, though. They're really fun.
Issue. Right. So it's a great issue. It's on newsstands now. And, if you have a friend out there that loves interior design, cooking, or gardening, go to our website, SanDiegoHomeGarden.com, and buy them a subscription.
Yeah, I love checking it out for the recipes. There's a lot of good ones inside. So how do we get a subscription?
Just if you go to the website and you click on the top right, you can see a digital edition of it as well, which is nice, and you can sample that. And then you can also click on that and buy a subscription. You can either get the digital version, or get the digital version, or get the digital version, or just the digital version.
Thank you so much.
Digital version.
Thank you so much.
Digital version.
Now,
Digital version.
now,
Digital version.
Greater
Digital version.
Good morning.
Digital version.
Very,
Digital version.
very, very, very,
and
only on
only
out as well. Looking at you. Looking at you.
Well, this
Reserve.
wanted to create a natural landscape, also all the central we have our
Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy,
found them
Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy,
Craig's
Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy, Garden Legacy,
It's like
Garden Legacy.
cooking coop. Very really high, really just like that.
Talk about the rest. We're out here.
Created way.
We're out here.
Created way.
Hold it, yeah.
Created way.
Hold it, yeah.
Created way.
Inspirations.
Created way.
Ideas.
Created way.
Ideas.
Created way.
The magazine.
Created way.
magazine.
Created way.
I like to.
Created way.
I like to.
Created
Ideas.
free pie.
The idea.
Free pie.
The idea.
Free pie.
On.
Free pie.
On.
Free pie. free pine, free pine, free pine, free pine, free pine,
So it kind of
free pine, downtown,
it just leads
downtown,
into the
downtown,
into the
downtown,
Privacy up.
downtown,
Privacy up.
downtown,
Yeah.
downtown,
Yeah.
downtown,
And
downtown,
it's just
downtown,
Sandy
free,
lifestyle.
free,
Is indeed.
free,
Is
more.
indeed.
free,
Pictures of the
free,
pictures of
free,
on it, will you
free,
on it, will you
free,
San Diego
free,
lifestyles.
free.
Lifestyles.
Lot is
It's on David and
lot is.
All right, well, the October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyle magazine is on newsstands right now. And on the cover is a certain house that Brandy Williams is talking about right now.
Hey, good morning once again, guys. We're talking about the home that's featured on the cover of the October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. The publisher, Mark McKinnon, is joining me right now. Good morning.
Good morning.
Let's talk about this gorgeous home and why you chose it.
All right. Well, it's just such unique architecture, and the views are just amazing. From this is a 3-level home, or maybe even 4 if you count the rooftop. But I mean, it just has such great detail, and the artwork inside is just wonderful. And you know, you don't come across a house like this very often, so we wanted to make sure we showed our readers about it.
Well, speaking of great detail and artwork, that's a wonderful way to describe the magazine. A lot of fun stuff inside. Let's talk about that.
All right. You know, this is our fall interior design issue. Our senior editor, Phyllis Van Doren, she's been with us since 1980, so she is the queen of interior design. And she has got some great tips and advice and personal styles from local designers as well as national designers in here. And, you know, then you always get the same old thing with the gardening tips and the recipes and, you know, restaurant reviews. So, you know,
You're
just
so dismissive. Those are all great things, though. They're really
every
fun.
issue. Right. So it's a great issue. It's on newsstands now. And, you know, if you have a friend out there that loves interior design, cooking, or gardening, you know, go to our website, SanDiegoHomeGarden.com, and buy them a subscription.
Yeah, I love checking it out for the recipes. There's a lot of good ones inside. So how do we get a subscription?
You know, just if you go to the website and you click on the top right, you can see a digital edition of it as well, which is nice, and you can sample that. And then you can also click on that and buy a subscription. You can either get the digital version or just the printed version.
All right, perfect, Mark. Thank you so much. Let me introduce you to Wendy right now. She's the decorator, designer of the home. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is very unique, a very beautiful home, and not only on the inside, but the outside as well. What are we looking at here?
Well, this is actually Torrey Pines Reserve behind us, and I wanted to create a natural landscape that's drought tolerant and also holds back all the sand and hill. And we have our chicken coop up there, built by Crazy Coops. Found them on Craigslist. He did a beautiful job. My husband designed it along with Crazy Coops, and it's like a chicken coop high-rise. I don't know.
It's just as fancy as the house. I mean, they are living in style up there, that's for sure. How difficult was it to put that up there, though?
It was very difficult. We're up really high, and so we had a lot of strong men bring up blocks and create a retaining wall just like the house.
Yeah. Let's talk about the rest of the decor out here. Very serene, very cool pull that you have. So tell me where your inspirations and design ideas came from.
Actually, from the magazines that I like to look at all the time for design ideas. I love the idea of the lawn just surrounding the pool, and my husband had the great idea to cantilever it off the edge. So it kind of has, it just leads you right into the reserve.
Yeah, and you have a lot of privacy up here, which is really nice.
Yeah, we love it. And it's just great San Diego life living.
Yeah, that it is indeed. If you want to see more pictures of the house, if you want to read a little bit more about it, well, you have to pick up the October issue of the San Diego Home Garden Lifestyles magazine. It's on newsstands now. David and Alexis, back to you in the studio.